This season on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
God, everyone's coming at me. I felt like I'm having to defend my character when I know that I didn't do anything wrong. I had no ill intentions with that text.
I want Kyle to apologize for holding herself to a different standard.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 14, Episode 9. Let's get right into this. Okay, so this episode starts with Kyle. She's calling her daughter Portia, who spent the night over at her dad's place. Kyle has been spending a lot of time by herself lately, with her husband living somewhere else. The daughter is not living there, and the youngest one, sometimes she's there, sometimes she isn't. So she has the house all by herself, which can definitely feel lonely at times. I'm sure it does. I mean, going from a full house to an empty one so quickly must be a lot to deal with. So, and then Portia was telling Kyle that she might go have dinner with her sisters later, and Kyle was like, can I come? She wanted to go too. And then she calls Erika, and Erika says that she feels like it's too many people getting involved with the drama, and that it should really only be between Dorit and Kyle and nobody else. Kyle says, I'm fed up with this. This is too much. My marriage, my personal life, character, and integrity have been questioned, and that's where I draw the line. Again, I've been saying it, and I'm going to continue to say it. Kyle, you didn't care about the marriage, personal life, character, and integrity of many, many, many people on this show. So, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Erika is sort of just being her cheerleader, which, whatever. Okay, so then moving on, Bose and Dorit meet up, which I would like to say I was a champion of their friendship from the very first episode of this season. Many people weren't, but it's great to see that people are starting to see that this is a true, genuine friendship that has been forming. So Dorit loves the fact that she finally has a friend in this group who she truly feels like has her back. So Bose asks her about the drama. So Kyle has been saying that she really didn't know about this, that the separation was going to happen, or about the separation. And Dorit says that when the problems began, she says, I told very few people, and one of those people was Kyle. And yes, I told her she was one of those few people that knew about my marital problems. So Bose is thinking like, yeah, Kyle keeps lying, and she keeps making it worse. She keeps making herself look worse and worse. Dorit says that even though they had problems, she never really knew they were going to separate until the day they did. She says that her, PK, and his sponsor were hanging out, and that the sponsor was the one who suggested it. It really took her by surprise. I mean, she even went as far throughout their marriage to not talk bad about PK to her family members so that they wouldn't think bad of him. And this is how he repays her? That sucks. So then we see Garcelle. So Garcelle has already invited everyone to her beach house. She's part of her new house, and she wants to show it and share it with everybody in the group. Now, here's the interesting part. Even though they're all going to be together tomorrow, Kyle invited Garcelle, Sutton, and Erika to have dinner tonight. Again, the day before the group will be together. It's clear what she's doing. She wants to rile up her soldiers and make them all fall in line before the event. Now, unfortunately for Kyle, Garcelle and Sutton are not the type who are going to shut up because you tell them to. So they go to this dinner. Garcelle's the first one there, and Kyle is mad. She's mad how the text message drama went down. She's upset that Bose brought it up. She's upset that Garcelle was the one who told Bose initially. She even says, you didn't even know her. And she says that she also doesn't like the way Dorit came at her and everyone asking her to sit in a circle and share the message. And Garcelle says, look, you should have just said, Dorit, yeah, I talked a little ish about you to PK. That's it. Like, it's normal. And Kyle says, but I don't talk to him about her. Garcelle says, when you read that message to us at Chuck E. Cheese, the message sounded much more than y'all are just sending each other funny memes and jokes. Kyle now says, oh, well, we have a 7-year friendship. So even that feels like like it's contradicting what she has been saying. Listen, Kyle is always the victim in her eyes, and she says that she's being questioned, she's being attacked. Now, I love that the editors They played some flashbacks of Kyle's hypocrisy, where she's been actually telling other people to suck it up and essentially be okay with being ganged up on, which she now hates because it's her who it's happening to. So Erika and Sutton then get there, and as soon as Sutton sits down, literally as soon as she sits, she says, I gotta ask, why are we here? Kyle then says that she does want to apologize for the way she reacted and handled the situation at Bose's house. She doesn't regret how she failed, but she does regret how she left. Now, I don't like Kyle as much as the next person, but Sutton was being a bit annoying. She starts to say, well, what exactly are you apologizing for? What exactly do you regret saying? What are you sorry for? What exactly? Now, I agree with her. I agree with Sutton. What she's trying to get at is that Kyle should really be apologizing for not just the way she left, what she said to them, but also thinking she's above it. Because remember, Kyle took like a few days or a week off filming after that event. So I agree with Sutton, but just tell her that. Like, just stop with the theatrics. So Kyle is still apologizing. Of course, she's sort of beating around the bush, but she apologizes. Again, what she wanted to do was smooth things over, but as I said, Sutton and Garcelle aren't your Fox Force 5 or whatever the hell they were when y'all had a click and y'all fell in line. Those days are gone, my friend. So it's the next day, and it's the day of Garcelle's beach house invitation. And Garcelle's already there getting everything ready. Meanwhile, all the other ladies, they meet at Kyle's house first before they go. And I got to say it, I love Jennifer Tilly. I just do. So as they're all there, Dorit shares some pretty big news that happened to her. So in the morning, her son, Dorit's son, goes up to her and essentially he asks her, Mom, are you and Dad going to get a divorce? And Dorit was like, why would you say that? Her child then says, well, did you make an announcement about it on Instagram? And then he's asking, like, will you get a divorce? Will y'all still be best friends? And as Dorit is still telling this story, Sutton interrupts. She's like, well, speaking of best friends, we need to get going because Garcelle's waiting for us. Let's go. That was so rude and disrespectful. To me, that was not okay. And I'm just going to say it. She's a fan favorite, but I do not like Sutton at all. I'm not saying she's not good for the show. Don't get me wrong, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying as a person, she is so nasty and so rude. Like, it's not, I don't know. So they then get going to Garcelle's house, and I'm telling you, I love Gentili. When they get there, listen, we all need a friend like Gentili. She brought gifts with her, and she got Garcelle a Dolce and Gabbana toaster. So that was nice. Then they go to the beach. It was wear your pajamas to the beach, which was a little confusing, but you know what? Garcelle had a very nice setup. She had a little bar there, just great vibes. Eventually, Kyle goes to talk to Dorit. Bose also tells Garcelle about what Dorit told him back at the house, at Kyle's house, what the kid said to her. And Garcelle definitely empathized with that, and she shares a similar experience that she had when she was going through her divorce and her kids were young. So back to Kyle and Dorit. So they're over there by the water and they're talking, and Dorit says, let me ask you something. Did you ever consider us good friends? And Kyle says, yes. Dorit says, good. And like, do you want to salvage our friendship? Because I do. And Kyle says, yeah. Dorit then says, look, when you wrote to him, I'll never repeat anything you said. I know you were making him feel like he could talk to you and you weren't going to repeat it to me. Kyle says, no, I was just saying that I'm a safe space. I've always been a safe space for people. I know he's not actually going to talk to me. And Dorit says, but Kyle, this is a separation. And essentially what Dorit said was, you're going to have to choose a side. Is your loyalty with me or with him? Kyle then says that she's never talked bad about Dorit to PK, and Dorit says all that she wants is to be able to have a conversation with, like, as friends and be comfortable telling each other how they feel, and that it's time to earn back trust. Kyle agrees and says that she wants to put this behind them and she wants them to move forward. So I guess they made up. So then they sit to eat. The food looked good. They had some fried chicken, mac and cheese, and they were saying it was cold. And then Garcelle had a game for them. It wasn't a shady game or anything like that. It was a bit of a fun game, like some fun, dumb questions like, what would you do for $1 million? What would you do with this? Just fun and lighthearted. But there is a point where they talked about the fact that Erika has never been in love, which is actually very sad. Like, I know Erika kind of brushed over it, but that's kind of sad. But to end it, Garcelle had some lanterns for all of them to light up, make a wish, and throw them up. But it was so incredibly windy that the damn lanterns were flying away from them. It was so funny. But it was a very sweet ending. And then we get the mid-season trailer. And again, you guys, going off that mid-season trailer, I can already tell Sutton's gonna get on my nerves. Oof. But anyway, you guys, this was a okay episode, nothing crazy, but it was, it was nice to see the women have fun at the beach and kind of talk some things through. So let me know what your thoughts were about this episode. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.